Hey guys, I'm just doing a video series on the teaching of the New Heaven, New Earth Church, also known as Chinchunji or SCJ in short. There's a lot of videos online about them. A lot of them talk about how they act, how they move, how they operate, and that's important because Jesus said you will know a tree by its fruit. A pear tree is going to produce pear fruit, and a bad tree is going to produce bad fruit. A suspect tree is going to produce suspect fruit. So it's important to talk about how people are acting, but also I want to talk about the teaching of SCJ as well, New Heaven, New Earth Church as well, and why it's incorrect basically. Why it's not sound doctrine. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just gonna break it down in short videos. So this is the first one, and yeah, basically one of the things they kind of say is that in order to be saved, you have to understand the book of Revelation. It's just something that they say. Um, and then when they start talking about the book of Revelation, they make like a statement, so you read it in a certain way rather than just actually reading the book. They make a statement about the book first, so you see the book in a certain way. So they would say that the whole book of Revelation is a vision for the future. Now, the book of Revelation is known for its predictions of the future. You know what I mean? It's very well known for that. So it's easy for somebody to just be like, you know what? Yeah, that's true. The whole book of Revelation is a vision for the future. But let's look at the actual text. Let's look at the first chapter as well and see what it says. So, the author of this book is a guy called John who knew Jesus. And there's something very interesting that Jesus says to John that helps us read the book correctly. And it's a verse that they don't talk about from my experience, they ignore from my experience, and it's right there in the first chapter. And it says, and Jesus says to John, write therefore the things you have seen, those things that are, and those things that are to take place after this. So that means Jesus is telling John, write things down that you have seen, past tense. Write down things those that are, write down stuff that's happening to you in present tense, and those that will take place after this. So write down stuff that's going to happen in the future as well. And that is important because they teach that their pastor is what they call the second John. And the reason they call him the second John is because apparently, um, I mean, the John that I mentioned, they would call the first John, um, wrote about somebody else coming. So there's a situation in Revelation chapter 10 where John eats a little scroll, and then he's told, you must prophesy again about many peoples to the about many peoples, nations and languages and kings. So like he eats a little scroll, which you could say represents understanding what's within a scroll. Do you know what I mean? Taking it in a very, physical way. So let's have a look. So we asked the angel, give me the little scroll, and he said, take it, eat it, and okay. So where? Let me find where he takes it. So he takes a little scroll from the hand of the angel and ate it. So John is saying, I took, past tense, the little scroll from the hand of the angel and I ate it, past tense. It was sweet as honey in my mouth, but when I had eaten it, my stomach was made bitter. So this is past tense. So John is writing this from the perspective that this has already happened. According to SCJ, they would say that John didn't actually eat a little scroll. In They would say that he saw a vision of himself eating a little scroll and it tasting like honey. But if we look to Revelation 1, it says that, you know, he was told to write things he has seen, past tense, those that are, present tense, and those that are to take place after this. And the way he writes about this, it's like it's already happened. I took the little scroll from the hand of the angel and ate it. He didn't say I saw myself take the scroll from the little angel and I was eating it. If you're describing somebody doing something, you would say it like that. You would say I was eating it, um, and I, you know, do you know what I'm saying? You would say I took it and I was eating it rather than I ate it. So they're not really reading it properly. Do you know what I'm saying? You might be like, isn't it weird that he's eating a scroll? Like, obviously, he's not eating a real scroll. Do you know what I'm saying? So you might say that's strange. Like, he's eating a little scroll. Isn't that strange? Um, I believe it's because he's experiencing like a vision firsthand. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he's seeing somebody else who looks like him experiencing the vision. He's experiencing it for himself firsthand, and it makes sense because of how he's written it. He says, I took the little scroll from the hand of the angel and ate it. If he was watching himself do it, he would say, I was eating it. I he would say I walked to the angel and I took it. Do you know what I'm saying? But I believe he's experiencing the vision and he's being interactive in the vision in present tense. So that's why stuff is happening that is quite unnatural, like the scroll tasting like honey. Like that doesn't make sense. But he's experiencing something. I believe it's in the spirit, but he's experiencing it present tense. It's not like he's outside of that realm experiencing somebody who looks like him do these things. Do you get what I'm saying? Um, Let me read from verse 4. When the seven thunders sounded, I was about to write, but I heard a voice from heaven saying, seal up what the seven thunders have said and do not write it down. And I saw an angel standing on the sea and on the land raise his right hand to heaven. So I believe this is the angel he gets the little scroll from, and this detail is important because again, he's talking in present tense. He says the seven thunders had sounded, so you know that doesn't sound. I mean, that sounds like he's within a vision, but we know he's within it like real time because he says, I was about to write, but I heard a voice. So, like within the vision, he's able to write stuff, and he says, I was about to write, but I heard a voice from heaven saying, if he was watching himself within a vision, he would write it like this. He would say, the seven thunders sounded. I saw myself about to write something, but then I stopped, and it seems like I heard a voice from heaven saying, "Do you know what I mean?" But he's writing it from first-hand experience, so that just shows that um, you can't trust how they're interpreting the Bible and also how they encourage you to interpret the Bible as well. So whatever statements they make that they're not backing up with a Bible verse, just be cautious of that. Any statements they're making, because it's gonna shape how you read the Bible and make you think that Jesus has prophesied that somebody's gonna come, but it hasn't been prophesied. Do you know what I mean? And it's also for people who've left but are struggling to be free. Hopefully, this series will help you be free and know that you've done the right thing, and it is biblical, and it is biblical to leave, and it is biblical to say that their doctrine isn't sound. Do you know what I mean? Because of what I'm bringing up here. Um, do you know what I mean? Like, if and you can read it for yourself and just see that he's writing it as if he's there in person, experiencing the vision. It's not like he's watching somebody from the outside do it. Do you get what I mean? So I hope this blesses you, and I'll be posting other videos in this series as well.